Hello everybody. So today we go ahead and open up his commander deck here. Sneak Attack with Anowin, the Ruin Thief, and all of his foily glory right there. If you can see that there. See exactly what we all got inside of here. Now these are game nerds. You can get the two of them, this and Land Wrath, for $30. Or I've seen them on Amazon for like $17, $18 separately. Oh, got some stuff here. Yeah, they got a deck box there. Whether that's usable or not, I don't know. Open that. Now you got yourself a life counter there. One side to 20, other side to 40. Very nice. And you have to sit and spin dice all day. I like these better than having a spin down. Anything in here? Like that is it. So, here we go. Very first we got here is Anowin the Ruin Thief. Other rogues you control get +1/+1. Whenever one or more rogues you control deals combat damage to that player mills a card for each damage dealt to them. If the player mills at least one creature card, you may draw a card. So you only get one card draw, but you only have to register one. So that is a good commander. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the other 99. Another 99. All right, we're back, and I decided to go ahead and organize these cards and then show them to you in kind of a somewhat orderly fashion. I definitely didn't accidentally only show the top half of the cards and not show the bottom half of the cards in my video and record that like that for 30 minutes and decide to have to redo it. So that's definitely what happened. So now we're going to go with the organized way that I completely planned from the beginning. So first off, I'll just go through here. These are the blue creatures that are in. I've kind of organized them from least mana to most mana a little bit, and spells. So this is the pile of the blue creatures and spells. First off, we got here, as you've seen, a Triton Shore Stalker. It is a 1/1 for 1. Triton Shore Stalker can't be blocked. Then we have Slitherblade, which is also 1-drop, but he's a 1/2, and then he can't be blocked as well. Another 1-drop here, Merfolk Windrobber. This card has flying, and it's a 1/1. This one you can sacrifice and draw a card only if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. 2-drop now, Fairy Vandal 1/2. Every time you draw your second card on each turn, that's every turn including your opponent's turns, you can put a 1/1 counter on Fairy Vandal. Hexproof for 2 is Invisible Stalker here, Human Rogue 1/1. So this one has, it's like the other ones except for an extra one. It has hexproof and it can't be blocked. A little bit more difficult to get rid of. Nightveil Sprite, another 1/2 for 2. This one has flying. But when this one attacks, you get to Surveil 1. Surveil is where you put it into the graveyard instead of back on top of your card or below your deck if you don't want it. And we got Meringue River Prowler. This one here is a 3-drop, and it's a 2/1. It can't be blocked, and it also can't block. You may cast this from your graveyard as long as you control black or green permanent. Latchkey Fairy. This is a 3/1. It has a prowl cost, so you can cast that if you dealt damage to a player this turn. So you can cost it and save yourself a mana, and then when Latchkey Fairy enters the battlefield, its prowl cost was paid, draw a card. So you get a draw, extra save a mana and a draw card, but you don't get that if you display it straight up. Surefoot Infiltrator, another 4-drop here. Tap another untapped rogue you control. Surefoot Infiltrator can't be blocked this turn. When Surefoot Infiltrator deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. When a Whirler Rogue here, we got a 4-drop, and then when Whirler Rogue enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colors stop artifact creature tokens with flying. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. And another 4-drop here. One Master Thief. We got Master Thief. When Master Thief enters the battlefield, gain control of target artifact for as long as you control Master Thief. That could help you get rid of, steal some good stuff. Enigma Thief. This one is going to be 7, but it comes in, it has a prowl cost of 4, flying 5/5. When Enigma Thief enters the battlefield, for each opponent return up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls to its hand. That is whether you pay the full price or the prowl. The prowl doesn't affect that part of it. We got a 7-drop here. Scourge of Fleets. When Scourge of Fleets enters the battlefield, return each creature card your opponent controls with toughness X or less to its owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control. Military Intelligence. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. Switching over the enchantments and sorceries and stuff. So this one has an X in it. It's Opening to Wonder, X with 2 blue. X target creatures can't be blocked this turn. Till end of turn, those creatures gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And then we got Fact or Fiction for 4. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles, and then you put 1 in your hand, another in the graveyard. Distant Melody for 4 again. Choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. Pretty sure we're going to go ahead with Wizard. Notorious Throng for 4 once again. This has a prowl cost, which is more expensive. It's a prowl of 6. This one you definitely want to save for its prowl, as you can see here. So create X 1/1 Black Fairy Recroacher tokens with flying, where X is the damage dealt to your opponents this turn. You definitely want to swing this out when you get like a major hit in, or nobody's blocking. And then, if you cast that for its prowl cost, go ahead and just take an extra turn after this one. Huge swing around. You can get that to register off. Aetherize for 4. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. So that's like exile or settle the wreckage, but they just get them back. They don't exile them. Still pretty big swing. Stolen Identity 6. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. And you may exile that spell card or this spell and code it on a creature you control, and whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a copy of the coded card without paying its mana cost. So basically, like, put it out here, say Soul Ring, get a copy of somebody else's Soul Ring, put it on one of your 1/1 unblockables. Every time that one you attack with that and it can't be blocked, you get another free Soul Ring. Or if you got something even better, definitely. So that is the blue cards. We'll go over and we will look at the black cards. First out, Changeling Outcast for 1/1. This card is every creature type, so you can obviously still put it on there as a rogue. Changeling Outcast can't be blocked and can't block. Here's one of your better cards here. Definitely keep this in the deck. Ona's black card for 2. It's a 1/1, but it's got flying. And then each other rogue creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. It says additional, but you can just put one on. It doesn't have to have one. Whenever a creature you control with a ++1 counter deals combat damage to a player, that player discards the card. Rock Tosser Bannerhead for 2. It's a 1/1 haste. Goblin spells and rogue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Maybe a little bit of mana. Zelaport Cutthroat for 2. Whenever a Zelaport Cutthroat, another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. and you gain 1 life. Doesn't have very good symmetry or synergy. Marsh Flitter for 4, it's a 1/1. You only get a 1/1 for 4. But then you get create 2 1/1 Black Goblin creature tokens, sacrifice 1, and then this card has a base power and toughness of 3 until end of turn. I don't know. I think I'd replace that. Gonti, Lord of Luxury, 4, a 2/3, but he's a Death Touch. And then when he enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of an opponent's library, exile 1 of them face down. Then to put the rest on that library in a random order, you can look and cast that card as long as it remains exiled. And then you may spend mana as if it were any mana. So you get to draw off somebody else's library. Kind of fun. Sir Conrad the Grim, one of the cards that are actually going to focus on the milling mechanic that your commander has. There actually aren't too many, about 4, I think. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into your graveyard from anywhere on the battlefield, a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent, and then he lets you mill for 1 and a black, and then he is 5 and he's a 5/4. Org Slumlord, for 5 you get a 3/3, and then whenever another non-creature token dies, you may create a 1/1 black rat creature token, and then rats you have control have Death Touch. There are some defenders out there. Spellexular Primordial, or whatever it's called. For 7, it's a 5/4, it has Intimidate, that means you can only black creatures or artifact creatures can block it. Whenever a Spellexular Primordial enters the battlefield, for each opponent you may put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Very powerful. The more people playing against, the more powerful that becomes. Stink Drinker Bandit for 4 is a 2/1. It's got a prowl, you can only pay 2 if you get that out as well. And then whenever a rogue you control attacks and instant blocked, it gets +2/+1. So boost up all those tiny little unblockables. Your old murder there for 3, destroy target creature. Rise from the grave, put a target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That target creature is a zombie in addition to its other types. Be nice if that said rogue, but it doesn't. And that's for 5. But you can take it from anybody, including your own. Price of Fame for 4, spell costs 2 less to cast. If you target a legendary creature, destroy target creature. So basically for 2, you can destroy somebody's commander if they don't have it protected and survey it to. Endless Obedience. 6, sorcery, Convoke. So you can tap up to 4 creatures to pay for 4 of the 6. Put a target creature card from the graveyard on the battlefield under your control. Some tokens out there, you can tap them and get a free creature, pretty good. Pay to return is a 7. Put a target creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. It gains indestructible. If it's your turn, scry 2. Oh, it gains indestructible. Period. That's good. I thought that was just total end of turn. Another 7 drop here. Destroy all creatures and return a creature card from your graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. It's a black zombie in addition to other color types. Exile. Basically use a board wipe, and then you get to pick and choose any creature that's out there and keep that and move on. Grook's Wake for 9. This is a one-sided board wipe. Destroy all creatures you don't control and all planewalkers you don't control. So that's definitely going to be a game changer at that point. And we got some cards here which are both black and blue. Dimir, as the professionals call it. First one here, for 2, you get a 1/3. Sig River Cutthroat. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you can draw a card. Sit back, let your opponents fight each other, or just draw some cards. Soaring Thought Thief. For 2, it's a 1/3 flyer. It has flash, and then as long as your opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard, rogues get +1/+0. So he also boosts himself up. And whenever one or more rogues control attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. Doesn't matter how many rogues attack, that only registers once. Zlavza's Dimir Mastermind. Legendary creature shapeshifter, hexproof. 3/3. Whenever a creature card is put in an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have Lazav Dimir Mastermind become a copy of that card, except its name is Lazav Dimir Mastermind. It's legendary in addition to its other types, and it has hexproof and this ability. So anything good goes in the graveyard, go ahead and make a copy of it. Notion Thief, 3/1 for 4, flash. When an opponent would draw a card except the first card they draw in each of their draw steps. Instead of that, player skips that draw, and you draw a card. Somebody casts that into a story to get 4 cards, flash this in, and then you draw 4 cards instead. We got a 5-drop here, Consuming Aberration. Power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyard. Pretty good. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals a card from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. Then puts those cards into their graveyard, boosting him up again. You can get him to resolve, maybe add some haste or something. He's definitely going to be a giant target. Ona, Queen of the Fae, total of 6, has flying, and it's a 5/5. Has an X, and then add a blue or a black. Choose a color. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library. For each card of the chosen color exiled this way, create a 1/1 blue and black fairy rogue creature token with flying. Something to do if you have a bunch of extra mana. Soul Manipulation for 3. Choose one or both. I don't know why you won't choose both. Counter target creature spell. Return creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Extract from Darkness, a 5 sorcery. Each player mills 2 cards, then put a creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Siligamoon's Command for 5. Choose 2. Counter target non-creature spell. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Target creature gets -3/3 till end of turn. And destroy target planeswalker. And then Spinal Embrace for 6. An oddball, 2 blue and a black, and 3. Cast this spell only during combat. Untap target creature you don't control. Gain control of it. It gains haste until end of turn. At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice it. If you do, you gain life equal to its toughness. So you go ahead and rip somebody's thing off, smack it into them with it, and then sacrifice it. And then in the final blow, you get that much more life. That's a pretty alright card. Then we got some enchantments here. We got Night Howler. So this is an enchantment creature. So you can pay 4 and enchant another creature, which you would definitely want to do. Because Night Howler and the enchanted creature both get +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. You get that milling stuff going on, and that's going to be a pretty big creature. Put that on something that's unblockable, like a 1/1. And all of a sudden you got like a 20/20. Smashing that thing around. Unblockable. Pretty alright. The rest of these kind of suck. Black Mage Reforged. For 2, equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Pretty good. But then it costs 3 to put it on your commander, which is okay, but then it costs 7 to equip anything else, which is not very good. Whisper Steel Dagger for 3. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/0. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a creature spell from that player's graveyard this turn, and may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Equip for 3. So it costs you 6 to get it on there. Then you can get the creature like those other ones, but you have to pay the mana cost. Heirloom Blade is a 3. Equipped creature gets +3/1. Whenever equipped creature dies, you may reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card that shares a creature type with it. Put that card into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. Costs 1 to equip. Not the worst. Bone Horde for 4. Living Weapon. You gotta put this on that germ. Equipped creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. Pretty good. Just no haste. And then you can pay 2 to take it off that germ and put it on something probably unblockable. Once again, it gets that boost up again. It's alright. You can get it to go. Somebody won't. It's going to be a pretty big target. Another artifact. This also is a living weapon. I don't know why they only gave you one germ, but they got 2 cards that make you create germs. I'll go through those in a second. Both these, you create a germ and then you put it on there. Creature gets +1/+1. So you have a 1/1, but whenever that equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life and round it up. Pay another 3. Equip that to something else. Probably something unblockable. And then the last one here is the Obelisk of Erd for 6. Convoke, so you can tap a bunch of crap. Play this for free and then as the Erd enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Obviously wizards. We're gonna pick rogues. Duh. Creatures in control of the rogues type or chosen type. If you want to pick something else, get +2/+2. All right, and then I'll just go through here. They got the tokens. You got, like I said, just 1 germ, not 2. 2 Thopters, Goblin Rogues, 2 of those, bunch of rats, and then on the back, for some reason, they're all Fairy Rogues. So you get 10 Fairy Rogues. 1 card that creates Fairy Rogues, I think I saw, and then 2 cards that create germs, but you get 10 fairies, and you get 1 germ. You can make a lot of fairies, though, in fairness. Then you got your basic lands. They just gave you 15 of each. 15 blue, 15 black, swamp, island, whatever you want to call them. And here's your special lands. We'll go through those. First one here is a Myriad Landscape. Enters the battlefield tapped. Add a generic. It is a land. And then 2, you can sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards that are shared land. Put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. Might do better in a lands landfall deck. Lands Wrath, the other one that's out there. If that's for some reason not in there, I would switch that over to that. And then this one here, tap generic for 4 tap creature. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. That's good. We got a lot of stuff that already can't be blocked, but some of the cards Planet Substitute could help that out. Here's one that probably should get rid of. For 3, artifact. You get a blue and a black, or you can spend a blue and black, and then it becomes a 2/2 black horror artifact creature token that can't be blocked. Still not very good. Dimir Locket, same thing, except different tappable things. So once again, 3 for a blue and a black, which is just too much. And then 4, tap it, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. If you need it, play it. Here's a Dimir Signet for 2 artifact. You gotta pay 1, and then you get a blue and a black back. A little better. Mind Stone for 2. Tap it, get a generic, or pay 1, sacrifice it, draw a card. If it for some reason becomes useless. The Old Soul Ring for 1. Tap it, get 2. Commander Tower. This is a land. Tap it, get any color in your color. Commander's color. Identity. My commander identifies as a lieutenant. I can't play anymore. Alright. Commander Sphere. This is a 3. Tap it. Once again, it's like the Commander Tower, except you gotta pay 3, and it's an artifact. Anyway, get 1 color, 1 mana of any color. But you can sacrifice it without having to tap it. So you can tap it, get your crap, sacrifice it, and draw a card, if need be. Arcade Signet for 2, an artifact, tap it, 1 mana of any color. In your color. Commander's identity. He identifies as a commander. Dimir Adequate. This is alright. Costs a little bit to get going. Kind of sucks to get it going, but you can you put it out there, and then you have to return a land to your hand. But then you can tap it for 2, both a blue and a black. So it starts paying for itself. These are definitely garbage. Should be replaced. War Isle Refuge, and then Dismal Backwater. These are literally the exact same card. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life, but it comes in tapped, and then you can get a blue or black. And then these are even worse. These are also the same card. It enters tapped, and then you can tap it for a blue or black. Then you don't get anything. You just have to pay that tap fee. So that's it. I think Anawan, the Rune Thief, it looks like a pretty good card. think I'm gonna have some fun playing this. Definitely gotta get a couple upgrades and get rid of a couple weak cards and some non-synergy cards. Just let me know what you would substitute in and what you would get rid of. Thanks for watching.